Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is Ariful Islam Khan, lecturer, Department of English, Marston College. Hope you all are spending good time. Today, I am going to discuss about two famous poems, The Lake Isle of Innisfree and September 1st, 1939. First of all, I will talk about The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Okay, this poem has been written by W.B. Yeats. The Lake Isle of Innisfree is perhaps the best known of all Yeats' poems. Innisfree, a teeny island in Loughgill in County Sligo, Ireland, now a place of pilgrimage. This green and watery landscape is where the young Yeats spent time as a child, and the idyllic imagery of that environment remained strong in his memory, and from this memory he has written these poems. Okay, here Yeats expresses his desire to build a small cabin at Innisfree out of natural materials and live alone there. He will find peace on the lake where it drops from the morning and the beautiful midnight. He determines to leave immediately for that island because even when he stands in a road or on a city pavement, he hears the lapping of the lake waters in his heart. In such a way, he exposed his mind view in this poem. Dear students, now we'll see some of the vocabularies. See the first one, arise, to get up or stand up. Hive, a container for housing honeybees. Cabin, a private room. Grey, dull in color. Clay, mud, an earthy material. Glad, an open space. Glimmer, to shine faintly. Lap, a loose overlapping of a garment. Drop, fall. Pavement, a paved surface. Shore, the land bordering a usually large body of water. Veil, the outer covering. Okay, see the first stanza of this poem. I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 being rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and live alone in the beloved glade. See, in the first stanza, speaker describes physical location on Innisfree where he will live alone in a self-made cabin. Yeats makes a decision at the very beginning of this poem. He says, I will arise and go now. He has decided to make the break from modern society and all of the hectic madness it can bring and go to a place he loves, Innisfree. Okay, in this way he stated that he will build a cabin of clay and wattles to live in. Wattles are strong sticks that interweave to form a structure. He imagines his garden with exactly 9 rows for growing beans, and he wants to have a beehive for honey. He then will live by himself in the beloved glade. Here Yeats wonderfully expresses that all he will hear is the loud drone of bees, not the drone of civilization. Now come to the next stanza. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the bells of the morning to where the cricket sings. Their midnights all are glimmer and none a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. In such a way, he described the second stanza. Here, all the qualities of new life are stated. Speaker needs peace. The peace of life will be slower. Nature will take over. The next line is really the crux of what Yeats longs for in Innisfree. Peace. By saying that peace comes dropping slow, Yeats continues to let us know that from the time the morning dawns until evening, when the cricket sings, there is a gradual passing of the day until evening falls. There is no stress, no noise, all is an expression of peace. Okay, in this stanza, just he requires to be in a peaceful situation and he desires how will he be in the peaceful situation and what will be the content of his empowerment. In such a way, now we'll read out the last stanza of this poem. I will arise and go now, for always night and day. I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavements of grey. I hear it in the deep heart's core. Now see the last stanza. In this stanza, how he exposes his mind's view. I will arise and go now, for always night and day. I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. In such a way, he has finished his poem. In the third stanza, we see he has exposed that even as he stands in the traffic amongst the crowds, he longs for that idyllic island on the love. In such a way, he has finished the last stanza. So, we can summarize the poem such a way. The poet declares that he will arise and go to Innisfree, where he will build a small cabin of clay and wattles made. There he will have 9 windrows and a beehive and live alone in the glade loud with the sound of bees, the bee loud glade. He says that he will have peace there, for peace drops from the vales of morning to where the cricket sings. Midnight there is a glimmer, and noon is a purple glow, and evening is full of linnets sing. He declares again that he will arise and go, for always, night and day, he hears the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while he stands in the city on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. He hears the sound within himself in the deep core of heart. In such a way, we can finish this poem. Okay, dear students, now we'll talk about the next poem, September 1st, 1939. This poem has been written by W.H. Auden. W.H. Auden's September 1st, 1939 is a poem about war and the futility of war. The title refers to the date that Germany crossed the border to invade Poland, an act of aggression that escalated in the following days to draw many countries allied with one side or the other into the fighting, quickly leading to the start of the Second World War. The poem depicts the poet's uncertainty and fear regarding the outbreak of the Second World War. Sitting in a bar, the poet observes that the people who are the victims of World War II have lost their mind, and so all the hopes and aspirations of future development diminished away. This is the decade of dishonesty according to his consent. Okay, anger and fear are darkening the lands of the earth and wrecking the people's private lives. There is nothing but the toll of death all around, which commenced on the September night. In such a way, he depicts this poem. Dear students, let's see some of the vocabularies of this poem. See the first one, sit, to rest on the buttocks, afraid, filled with fear, circulate, to move in a circle, dive, a bar, obsess, to haunt, street, road, decade, a period of 10 years, unmentionable, not fit to be mentioned. Okay, now we'll go through the poem. See the first part of the poem. I sit on one of the dives on 52nd Street, uncertain and afraid as the clever hoops expire of a low dishonest decade. The title refers to the beginning of the World War II, the day that Adolf Hitler invaded Poland. W.H. Auden uses the occasion to write a farewell to the 1930s and to meditate on the social and psychological causes of the war. The poet reports directly his feelings of uncertainty and fear for the future. It's very clear that this poem is about the decline of humanity, and here in this stanza we find the feelings of writer that he is in uncertainty, fearful condition. The speaker sitting in a dive bar in New York City feels threatened as he sees the approaching another war. According to him, all the future hopes or thoughts have done nothing creative. So-called policies adopted by policymakers throughout the last 10 years couldn't improve the condition of low-class people. Rather, they made it worse. In such a way, we can finish the first part of this poem. Now come to the second part. Waves of anger and fear circulate over the bright and darkened lands of the earth, obsessing our private lives. The unmentionable order of death offends the September night. Okay, in such a way, he has finished the first stanza. Anger and fear are darkening the lands of the earth and wrecking the people's private lives. There is nothing but the toll of death all around, which commenced on the September night. I mean, the failure of humanity brought distress in people's personal life. The speaker can smell the unmentionable order of death. He can foresee that this war will take away innumerable lives. In such a way, he has finished this poem. In this poem, the poet tried to expose the anxious hours of common people during World War II. Okay, and this poem nicely decorated the environment of that time. Dear students, we have already discussed the main idea and the details of the target points. Now I want to show you the way of writing theme from the poems. First of all, theme is the central message or perception that the writer wants to convey to the readers. A theme often teaches a moral lesson to the readers. It is a universal idea that can be applied to anyone. However, text can have multiple themes as well. In most cases, there is a central recurring idea in a text that is taken as the central theme. Dear students, in writing theme, you need to remember some facts. You will avoid such lines like the theme of the poem or the theme of the lines. Instead, you can start like this. The lines tell about, okay? Avoid unnecessary information like poet's identification, death, date or birth date, etc. You may not find the whole poem together. In
most cases we see a part of the poem is appeared in the question paper. So you must write the selected parts theme, not the whole theme. In some cases, we may see that poem can be selected from the outside of our textbook. So you have to be prepared for such situation. Dear students, now see a theme I have made from the poem The Lake
Eye of
Innisfree.
Innisfree.
See here, the lines tell about poet's longing for peace and tranquility. The poet wants to go to Innisfree, a place devoid of the chaos and commotion of daily life. He wants to be in touch with nature to achieve the peace and calmness. And he is certain that he will be able to lead a peaceful life being in touch with nature if he lives alone in Innisfree. He prefers nature to city for living because he knows that only nature can bring actual peace and harmony to man. That is why the poet wants to escape from the city life to Innisfree, a peaceful and beautiful place, and build there his dream home. In fact, Innisfree is a symbol of rural life. The lines invite us back to our village. Dear students, I have already discussed two poems, The Lake Isle of Innisfree and September 1st, 1939. I hope you all have enjoyed our today's class and you have got the meaning of the two poems, and you will practice them for summarizing and theme writing. Thank you all for watching me.